I think I hear something.
When it comes to anthologies, it's really easy to think of some great examples if you're a horror fan. Tales from the Crypt in and of itself is a fucking dynasty. A comic, several movies, and one of the best damn shows on HBO back in the day. I grew up watching a lot of anthologies back in the day. Shit, man, the 90s, Outer Limits, heavy metal. There's a lot of really great stuff out there, and a lot of really groovy, underlooked, and under-talked about stuff when it comes to the world of the anthology. The John Carpenter-hosted Body Bags is a go-to for me for its beyond wild stories and an insanely star-studded cast, ranging from Debbie Harry to Mark the Camel Hamill. But you know something? Body Bags is actually too normal for this channel. So instead, we're going to go with the time that George A. Romero and Dario Argento stuffed Adrienne Barbeau and Harvey Keitel in his sack and made them do some sleazy modern takes on some classic Edgar Allan Poe stories. This is 1990's Two Evil Eyes. Why wouldn't you get Adrienne Barbeau as a conniving gold digger that's banging her generically handsome doctor? Look, if you saw her in Creepshow, you know. This one is all mood, but it feels fucking dirty, man. It's almost played as like a soap opera, but with a sleazy horror element of being haunted by your dead old-ass husband's heartbeat from beyond the grave. And there's a neat element with Dr. Feelgood where he uses a hypnotism technique to put himself to sleep faster at night, but the ticking of the device he uses is reminiscent of a heartbeat, which causes Barbooby to feel extra guilt and paranoia.
I came all this way. I'm gonna have to charge you for my time. Will you be wanting me tomorrow?
No. Actually, I've decided to take your advice. I'm putting Mr. Valdemar into a hospital. I won't be needing you anymore.
Well, it is about time. A man in his advanced state. I'm here. I would be happy to look in on him.
No, the doctor's working right now.
The facts in the case of Mr. Valdemar, with a touch of the telltale heart, is not really a feast for gorehounds. But if you're into pure mood, vibe, and very questionable morality, this is an excellent modern take on a Poe classic. Now, the next segment, on the other hand, oh gee, I wonder which of the two did this one. Harvey Keitel is about as perfect as it gets if you want an abusive, alcoholic photographer that strangles his own girlfriend's cat for a project. Bad lieutenant? Why not bad photographer? This one is fucking crazy. Not only does it have animal abuse, don't worry, Kitty wasn't really hurt. This is Harvey Keitel, not Hugo Shitdicks. But it has some gnarly gore and some really trippy dream sequences of like pagan rituals and shit. This is definitely where the anthology gets a lot more Italian. There's no baby eating, but it's also pretty obvious that Argento is the one to helm the Black Cat. It's only natural. Not gonna lie, I love revisiting this anthology. There is just something so supremely cool about George Romero and Dario Argento teaming up together to do ultra sleazy modern takes on some Edgar Allan Poe classics. What more do you want? It's reminiscent of what Stuart Gordon and Brian Usna did with Lovecraft. Their versions of Reanimator and From Beyond certainly take some liberties and take place in contemporary times, but there's still that right Lovecraft vibe. This has the same energy in my opinion, except it showcases another celebrated horror author that absolutely scorched the trail for future generations of writers of the macabre. And for those potentially unaware, this is far from the first time Argento and Romero had collaborated together. They kinda worked on Dawn of the Dead together. Romero spent all of his time in Italy editing Dawn, and pretty much spent all of his time with Argento, who had cut together the Italian version of Dawn of the Dead. Also, the fact that Goblin did the score for Dawn, a mainstay in the music of Argento's films, shows the collaborative effort of Dawn, and a big part of why it's as awesomely unique and weirdly foreign, even though it's primarily known as an American horror film. Respectively, they have both added so much to horror as a whole. Argento with his flair for gorgeous neo-noir coupled with tales of the supernatural and absolutely savage violence. Romero for his pure wit, realistic characters, and hard-nosed social commentary. And of course, would we even give a fuck about zombies if not for him? I also probably should note that Tom Savini did the gore for this and has a cameo as a necrophiliac. Savini is what you would call a bit of a sick fuck. He's always had a passion for stage work, stunts, and special effects, but when he came back from Vietnam, he was a changed man, and he implemented the gruesome human carnage he saw over there into what are still considered to be some of the best practical effects in horror history. History!
I warned you not to go out tonight. Quote the raven, nevermore.
And he tried to give the cat away. He gave it to a man going far, far away. But the cat came back the very next day. The cat came back. They thought he was a goner, but the cat came back. He just couldn't stay away. Give me a meow.